Today, our group makes a presentation about the way how to apply Quizlet and Padlet to teach reading. First of all, our objective is to help teachers to create a study-step enhanced Quizlet Live. Moreover, teachers can create a Padlet, make a post, and invite students during the learning process. And finally, we will help teachers to apply Quizlet and Padlet to teach a reading lesson. And then, we will mention the content of our presentation. Firstly, we will instruct you to use Padlet and Quizlet effectively. Secondly, we will make a good example of applying to ICT tools to teach a particular reading lesson of Unit 2 in the rate of 10.
To start live, first you need to have a set of vocabulary. So now we will discuss how to do so. To create a new set of vocabulary, first you click Create, which is the blue button right here, and select Study Set. It will direct you to a new page where our journey begins. Before importing our data, you will need to give your set a name. For example, Unit 2. And then we import our data. Scroll down a little bit. And on the left, you will enter the vocabulary items. And on the right, you will enter the information you want the students to learn. Let's have the word acupuncture as our example. So on the left, I will enter the word acupuncture. And on the right, I will have a definition right here. And below it, I would love to add an phonemic transcription so that my students won't have to open another dictionary tab. And furthermore, you can also add an image to illustrate your definition by clicking the image icon next to the definition and choose the picture you like. And that's the basic step to create a single vocabulary card. If you want to add more cards, just click Add Card at the end of the page, and another card will pop up for you. Keep entering, and you will have a set like mine. And remember to double check everything before clicking Create either here or here to successfully establish your set. So now I'm going to click Create right here and wait for a second. And if this page appears, it means that your set has successfully been launched to your students. Now that you have your set of vocabulary, so to host the live, select one of the sets you have. So for me, I will go with this one. And then we click Live, which is the topmost feature. And before setting up the questions, Quizlet offers us two ways to manage this activity. The first one is checkpoint, which only allows individuals to play. And the second one is classic live, allowing both individuals and teams to play. So to engage my students in the game, so let's try classic live. And that being said, choose random teams. And then to set up the questions, there are also two ways. The first one is Quizlet will use the terms as the questions and the definitions as the options. The students have to find the correct one, or vice versa. So let's try the first one, terms going first and definition following. And the following steps are when the fun begins. So now I will turn the camera so that you can focus on what happens next. There are three ways for students to join the live. The first one is go to Quizlet Live and enter this code. The second way is they scan the QR code the teacher shares on the screen. And the third way is teacher will copy the link of this game and send it to them. And after everyone joins in, the host will create a game. Quizlet will randomly group them into teams, and then we start the game. Once we start the game, the teacher's screen will monitor the team's progress. So how can you do that? To answer this question, we must look at how the students play the game. As you can see, on the screens of two members in a team, the question they receive is the same, but the answers each has are different. Only one has the correct answer. Therefore, this design can enhance collaboration among students. They have to work together to figure out the right option. Then, when they begin choosing the options, there are three problems affecting the scores on the teacher's screen that I want you to focus on. The first problem is the first question, which concerns teammates using the right answer. So if one picks the correct answer, the others cannot. Rather, they will receive the notification which member has got that answer. At the same time, on the teacher's screen, because two teams get the right answer simultaneously, the bar showing their progress advances to the same level. The second question or problem concerns the speed of different teams. If a team is faster than the others, the bar of that team will progress longer than its counterpart. So the third question is also the last problem, which concerns the wrong answers. On the teacher's screen, if someone misclicks, then the whole team will return back to 0 point. Then the game goes on to the end.
These last few weeks have been exhausting.
Because the game doesn't have time limits, so the most precise and the fastest team will be the winner. In the end, the teacher screen acts the leaderboard, which shows the ranks of all teams in the class. Meanwhile, the members in the team only see the position of their team on their screen.
Hello everyone, in this tutorial section, we are looking at pellets, an easy and straightforward way to engage your student in online discussion. I will instruct you how to create a pellet, make a post, and finally invite students. Let's get started. What you are seeing right now is the homepage of pellet.com. Here, sign up if you don't have an account, or just log in if you already have one. After signing up or logging in, you will be taken to the Pellet dashboard. From your dashboard, click the pink button Make a Pellet at the top to start. Then select a layout you would like to work on. For example, I choose shelf. Here appears your pellet. Now it's time to modify your pellet so that it will suit your purpose. First, give it a title and description. My pellet will be group work, read, and answer. And the description, exercise 4, textbook, page 29. You can also choose an icon which will appear next to your title right here at the top left corner. And then move to the appearance section where you can customize your palette by choosing wallpaper, color scheme, and font. Here I want to talk a bit about wallpaper. You can click and select available wallpapers, or you can add your own wallpaper by many ways. Now I will upload a picture relating to my lesson. Done. Now let's take a look at posting feature. Turn on attribution. If you want to see who of your students posted what about new post position, it's up to you whether you want a new post to appear at the top or at the bottom of your palette. Because I use Palette for online discussion, I normally turn on comments and reaction so that my students can interact with each other. Just click and select the type of reaction you like. For example, I choose star. Then scroll down. You can filter the content by leaving on require approval or filter profanity, which will replace bad words with 9 emojis. Once you have set up your palette, we are gonna click Save and start posting. As I chose layout shelf, my palette is divided into sections. I want to assign legend for each group, so I will put a group in each section. Here, group 1, Save. To make a post, just click the plus icon here, it will pop up. Then type your subject. Then you can upload files, take a photo, insert link, insert image, or apply many more features. Here is the place for writing or pasting your content. You can also decorate your post by changing the color right here. After finishing, click Publish and see your post on the screen. I have created a complete palette for my class discussion. Now I will invite my student to join by going to Share. First, change privacy. I choose Public, and I permit my visitor to write. However, you can choose flexibly. Once I click Save, my palette is ready to be shared by many ways, such as copy link to the report, get QR code, email, and so on. That is also the end of palette tutorial. Now let's move on to the next part.
Good morning everyone. Now we will move on to our lesson today, which is Unit 2, Your Body and You. Today we will learn about reading. Before we start a new lesson, I have something to show you. Look at the pictures and tell me what can you see in the picture?
A girl.
Yes, that's right. And what problem with her?
She has a backache.
So if you have a backache, what do you usually do?
Go to the hospital.
You have many different answers. Now we read a passage about a method that people use to reduce pain and aches, which is called acupuncture. We will read the text and find out what it is. Before we read the text, I will explain to you some new words that will help you to have a better understanding. Now let's move on to the first word, which is acupuncture. This is a method that people use to reduce pain and illness. The doctors will use some special needles to put into your skin at a particular positions. In Vietnamese, we call this Jamku. About the next word, I have some questions to you. Look at the pictures and can you tell me what Tom is doing?
He is drinking milk.
And after he drank milk, how did he feel? Did he feel good?
No, he had a problem with his skin.
Yes, he had problem with his skin. So we can say that Tom had an allergy to milk. Now repeat after me. Tom has an allergy to milk.
Tom has an allergy to
We
milk.
have the word allergy. Allergies mean medical conditions that causes you to react badly or feel ill when you eat or touch a particular substance or something. About the next word, we have ailment. Ailment relating to illness or health problem. An example here is Mary had a stomach ailment because she ate too much candy. The next word is precautions. Precautions mean that something you do to prevent something unpleasant or dangerous happened. For example, the picture shows many precautions to avoid COVID-19. The next word is Jin and Jan. It is a symbol of China, which is related to the ancient method used to track the movements of the sun, moon, and stars around the year. Next word, originate. Originate means that to happen or appear for the first time in a particular place or situations. We have an example here. The coronavirus originated in China. We have learned some new words. Now I will give you some minutes to read the text. Then you will work in pair and tell me what you find the most interesting about acupuncture. Open your book and read the text. Now I will invite some of you to answer my questions. Any volunteer? Yes, you.
The most interesting thing is acupuncture can promote body's natural healing capabilities and enhance its functions.
I want to hear one more opinion from you. So can you read?
Acupuncture can ease pain from ailments, is what I find interesting.
Thank you for your ideas. By reading the text, we can see that acupuncture is a very old treatment, but it is still used by people nowadays. Despite some side effects, it is still an effective way for Asian people to heal their pains and also release their stress. Now we will move on to do some exercises. Read the text again and answer these questions. To answer these questions, I would like you to accept the link I have sent to you. When you enter the link, you will join our class Padlet.
You need to click on the comment sections to type your answers. Work in groups and then I will call randomly one of you to explain your answers.
I will ask some of you to answer my questions. Group 1B, can you explain for me where you can find the information for the questions number 1?
It is in the second sentence in the first paragraph.
Yes, thank you. And how about Group 2, can you explain for me where you can find the information for the questions number 5?
My answer is based on the last sentence of the text.
Yeah, thank you. So now let's check the answers. The answers, they are all correct. It seems that all of you have read this passage very carefully. And now we will move on to the next part of our lesson.
After finishing the today lesson, it's time for discussion today. Firstly, I'll divide our class into 2 groups, and you have to utilize your experiences and knowledge that you have learned in order to explore other therapies, such as yoga, acupressure, head massage, aromatherapies. And you have 2 minutes to discuss them. After finishing the discussion, you have to type your idea on your group Padlet and present it in front of the class. So now our group members have to join the discussion. You can scan the QR or copy the link to start the discussion. Remember, you have 2 minutes to discuss. And let's get started. As you can see on the screen, Khoa made his Padlet very beautiful and informative. Good job. And next, V Padlet is very impressive, and it seems that she nearly completed her Padlet. While waiting for all groups to complete their Padlet, you can read Khoa and V post. Time up. I'll invite the representative of group 2 to present your idea. V, could you present your idea, please?
Yes, teacher. Our group is in charge of head massage. A head massage is a deep style of massage that focuses on the head, neck, and shoulders. A head massage applies a range of techniques to help reduce stress and reduce tension, helps blood to circulate better. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent. The group report is very impressive and informative, and all groups learn how to treat the pain by using a new therapy. That's a helpful treatment. Thank you for your presentation. So now let's move to the second activity, which is to consolidate your vocabulary that you have already learned in today's lesson. That is Quizlet Live. And now you can start the game by scanning the QR or typing the code to start playing game. Quizlet Live automatically divides our class into 2 teams, and now I'll click create game and let's get started. As you can see on the screen, 2 groups include Ocean and Ostrich. And now Ostrich is leading. Ocean is leading now. Okay, as you can see on the screen, Team Ocean is the winner. Good job. So I hope Team Ostrich will try harder later. Don't give up. Thank you all for your collaboration. We'll finish the lesson and please prepare carefully for the next lesson.